Carol, bring me those deep blue pills, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kiwi. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty, 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 kitty. Remember when we used to get upset about that? Suburban. Billy Branch. What's up, Mary S? Did you adjust the mic volume yet? No, I did not. That's Robin's job, and she'll be back in a minute. Stacy Sayer, how are you doing? Long time no see. October's getting closer. But can you guys hear me all well okay tonight? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oop. Better not go any further than that. Might not be allowed to monetize because of YouTube. Andy's Backyard Shop. What's up? Doing pretty good. We had a little bit of a rough day at the dairy today, but hey, that's okay. That's all right. William McFadden. Hello, sir. Hello, hello, hello. So, everybody, and I'm going to say this again once we get some more people in here. If you want anything at the oils class, please make sure that we have your email address. And if you want anything in the trapping class, please make sure we have your email address. Hey, Krista. Hey, Anna. If you don't mind, Krista and Anna, can we talk, maybe Skype, after this, please? We'd like to chat with you guys privately for a sec, if it's okay with you. Glenda, Grandma on a roll. Old kitty, right up to her old self again. One lost dude. What's up, my brother? Semper Fi. Yeah. Okay, all my doTERRA peeps in there. Hey, kitty, have you seen these yet? They're like the deep blue muscle rub and stuff, but they made a version that you can take internally. It's like essential oil Advil. And let me tell you something. Works like a champ. Like a champ. My back was hurting the other day. We went to go visit Lucy, kitty. She's our upline. She's the one who gave them to me. I love them. My back is screaming today because I played bumper cars with some cows this morning, and I kind of lost. Of course, they did have a little bit of a weight advantage, so it wasn't fair. So initially, they got a good lick in, but initially, really, I won because they went where I wanted to go, where I wanted them to go. But now I'm kind of paying the price a little bit, back a little sore, and that's okay because that's all a part of farming. Let me tell you. Awesome, Krista. That is awesome. Awesome. Just send it to me in a private message via YouTube, and we will chitty chat. Oh, but so Robin ran the Bubster, the Bubbinator, the Blaster, the big ball of flame. Bubblicious up to the dairy so that way he can start. We had a very rough day at the dairy today, and boy, oh boy, let me tell you, if there was any day that I'd have been like, you know what, take this job. Well, can't do that either. But am I buffering? And I know why, because I did not switch the internet over. Billy Branch. No, they don't have any type of aftertaste or anything. By the power of the homestead. Okay, guys. Video output low. Guys, I made a mistake. I did not switch the internet over. I'm going to try to do it real quick. So that way it doesn't interrupt the feed. If it does, you guys just refresh. Alright, I'll be right back. Take a lovely gander at this beautiful whiteboard that you see right here while I run and go do that. Here I come to wreck the day. Okay, so unbeknownst to me, my beautiful bride already switched the internet over, so I do not know why we have internet buffering. So, I'm back. Yeah, I could have drew a picture on the lovely whiteboard. What's up, Pope? Popo! Long time no see. So, but anyway, back to talking about these Mama Jammas. Deep blue in peel form. I wear aprons. What's up, my lady? Whoosh. Love them. Love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. They're the essential oil Advil. Let me tell you. My back was hurting yesterday from being in the car, riding to the VA down in Augusta, hour and a half ride there, hour and a half back. And we always like to stop in and try to visit with people when we go down to Augusta. And so we were visiting with Miss Lucy. She's very high up in our upline. And back was hurting, and she could tell. And so she's like, Jason, you need to try these. I was like, it's in a pill form? Because I was trying to kind of butter her up to get some rub and have Robin rub my back. But I think, I don't know if she was looking out for me or if she was looking out for Robin. The way Robin didn't have to rub my back. And she gave us these. But let me tell you something. Greatest thing since sliced white bread. It takes about, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then it's like my back wasn't hurting anymore. And it lasted for the better part of, let's see, we visited with her. for about an hour, hour and a half. We might even visit with her for 2 hours. And then we went to dinner on a date. That's right. I got a date with my woman. And we were there enjoying each other's company. It was great. Her phone battery died, and her phone charger was messed up. So I took her phone and I shoved it in the glove box and closed it. And it was probably the best date we've had in a long, long time. There was no interruptions. No kids sending text messages talking about, "Where are you eating, Mom? Must be nice that you get to go out to eat and we have to stay here and get pizza." Trying to lay the guilt train, driving TW guilt through the phone. Not working. This time, phone was dead. And so I took Robin to, there she is in all of her radiant beauty.
Not even close. I'm still covered in cow crap for the day.
See, I haven't talked about that. You want some of this?
No.
Do the pills smell like Deep Blue? No. They smell like Italian seasoning.
I think you're just smelling the veggie cap. Well, here's the thing. They've got turmeric in them, and I can smell the turmeric.
That's what it is, the turmeric.
Mm-hmm. Ginger, pomegranate, grapeseed oil. So it's, I mean...
Here's the turmeric.
No, they don't smell like...
they don't smell like
Deep Blue at all. Can't have my martini, so... Anyway. So what else did you tell everybody? Hi, guys.
Obviously nothing. They've all been talking amongst themselves and waiting for you to get here because I am just eye candy.
You know. Andy's Backyard and Shop. Who's that?
He's Andy's Backyard and Shop. I know. I think he's a friend of Ricky.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because Ricky was promoting him big time on Trap Talk.
Oh.
Yeah. And I still, Andy, I'm going to apologize. I still ain't made it over to your channel yet to check it out. And I'll explain.
That's what we're getting ready to talk about in just a moment.
We had a heck of a day yesterday.
A heck of a week. Hey, Woody, what's up? JD and JD cooler it is. Couldn't pick anything.
So.
Jack Daniels and Jack Daniels coolers it is. Jason, don't fool yourself. I'm new here.
Becky!
So anyway.
So
we started off, everybody, we had our...
Tommy!
We had our class on Sunday night.
Sunday.
And then the next day was Monday, which everybody got to see the eclipse, I guess.
Blind.
I unfortunately had to be at work.
My eyes are burning.
While it was going on. However, if you are on Instagram, you saw that we actually, I actually used a bucket to see the reflection in, and Jason went one further.
Go big or go home, baby.
Yeah, you definitely went big.
What's up, all sorts?
Jason and the kids filled up a kiddie pool.
Kiddie pool.
Yep. And...
Well, we had to, because could you imagine trying to stand around...
Hey, Ethan.
What's up, you?
A bucket
with Ladessa, Carol, the Blaster, and me.
Yeah, no. I was there, but it wouldn't let me comment. Oh, you talking about on Facebook? Didn't see your bald head challenge comments until I put my glasses back on after my haircut.
So does that mean, are you accepting the bald head challenge?
So what was that if they play this year?
Let's get the answer first.
Jason, you look like you've lost weight since I last saw you. What are you doing? Working 80 hours a week.
Robin, anytime I talk back now, Robin has, she's watching way too much Walking Dead, and she took a wooden bat and she put nails out and barbed wire around
and
it.
I call it Lucille.
And she chases me.
No. We started doing the keto diet back.
Keto.
What's it been now? Almost 2 months?
No. It ain't been that long.
A month and almost 2 months. Yeah. Okay.
It's been about a month.
No. Because it was like it was right after the 4th of July, I think. So it's been almost 2 months. I think it was like the 9th. It's called the milking diet. That's what I was going to say. Working 80 hours a week at a dairy. Take it up with Patty. You don't understand. I prefer straight 000 clip.
No, I'm not. If Patty don't want to let you go bald, then I ain't talking about it, because I love me some Miss Patty.
Bet you do.
She stuck up for me against Robin being mean to me.
I was not being mean to you. No, I wasn't. I was not being mean at all.
So,
Angie's Pantry. Nice to see you too.
Tommy, you're the pigs we got from you are now official ninja pigs.
No.
The piglets are ninja pigs.
No, we got to go back and go through our week first before you make that comment, because that's not really fair. So we did the eclipse. Everything was cool.
Super cool. And when it finally went full blown eclipse, you got like that 30 seconds before it's like, look away, look away.
The corona. You had to see the.
We were looking up, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. Blaze was like, well, there's Venus, there's Mercury, there's this, there. I can see them, and I'm like, what? And he's like, go 45 degrees off of this, and there's Venus, and then by that time, Carol's like, look away, you're gonna be blind.
I never looked up.
Yeah, because you was chicken.
So then Tuesday. What was Tuesday? What happened Tuesday? Nothing happened Tuesday.
I think so, but I can't remember. It's been such
nothing
a
happened Tuesday or Wednesday. Or Thursday.
No, we had something happen because I came down to milk one day.
You've been coming down to milk a lot. I think you don't trust me.
No.
You think I'm having an affair with touching all those tits.
Really? No. Something happened.
Nothing happened.
Yes, something happened and I can't remember what it was. Oh!
The truck.
Yes. And...
Yeah. Tommy jinxed my truck.
Okay, yeah, so Tuesday...
Tommy big time jinxed my truck.
Tuesday, we were... Jason had to take a calf over. You sold a calf.
Oh,
so you took it over there and then you picked me up and we were going to go bandit. And on the way there... Tag it. And on the way there... the truck started acting up a little bit. And you had said it had kind of been acting up a little bit during the beginning of the day.
Like the turbo was going way up. And when we got up to the dairy, I looked up. I was going up to the... well, let's rewind. It all started when we left Mississippi.
Don't blame me.
After Tommy put his jinx on the truck, talking about there was a butler in the back fixing jinx and drinks and blah, blah, blah. We were going down, where were we going down, 85?
I don't remember. One of those highways with
and
numbers on it.
Went hot. As soon as the alarm went off, we went
pulled over because he wants to baby his truck.
And I was like, what the crap? And around my radiator cap, there was an LSU Tiger thing that said, "Ha ha, got you."
Hey, Janie.
No, I'm just playing. There was no water.
Right, the water reservoir was completely like bone
dry. Well, we got soaked. We stopped at a gas station or something, and we got soaked because a big old storm blew up in Mississippi. And so we got soaked. Well, I already wasn't feeling good. I think Tommy put something in my water. And
You're so bad.
because I was picking on him about the Tigers. And so I turned the heater on.
Right.
And I figured, you know, well, maybe when they were doing the tune-ups or whatever, they flushed the system and the guy just forgot to fill up the heater coil.
Whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Filled it up with water. We didn't have any more issues the whole way home.
Right. And it never ran hot again. Didn't have any oil pressure issues. Nothing.
Yeah. And so then, but over the next couple of days, every now and then my water level would start to just go down.
Drop just a little bit. Mm-hmm.
A little bit. And I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, it still hasn't really kind of leveled out completely from the heater coil. Maybe I didn't fill it up all the way. I called my dad, who's a mechanic, and he said, you probably just teased a little bit. Go ahead and turn your heater on. Make sure you're getting hot air.
Right.
And let it fill up completely, and then fill it up. You should be good to go.
Right. And we later found out it was, I mean, it could hold like 6 gallons. So we didn't even put a dent with 2 gallons in it. So it made sense that it kind of. So anyway, here comes Tuesday.
So
I had a rough day at work Tuesday. Yeah. Then you get.
Well, I mean, also, I mean, you know, I wasn't feeling good leaving Mississippi, and it might have been because, you know, I mean, I was picking on Tommy.
He said you just couldn't handle the purity of my LSU air.
Yeah, that maybe it was. Well, I don't know about purity, but the air that Tommy breathes is of a lot lower altitude than mine because he's kind of like down here. I mean, he's a very. I mean, I'm not saying Tommy's short or anything, but Tommy could sit on a curb and swing his feet.
But he thought you were a hobbit.
Yeah,
so
no, he thought I was
really
shorter
funny.
than him. That was, which was great, but because he was sitting on the curb swinging his feet when we pulled up.
You're so bad. But anyway, let's move on with the story. So.
And so. I forgot where I was at.
So then we fast forward to Tuesday. Tuesday morning, you took me to work.
Right. Tuesday morning, I took you to work. Mm-hmm. And on the way back, because I thought it, or what, yeah, was it Tuesday? What day was the eclipse? The eclipse was Monday.
Monday.
So, no, really, it started.
Oh, you didn't tell me about it Monday.
The turbo started Monday. Mm-hmm. It did it one time.
Okay.
Because I was like, great, it's the eclipse. And I really thought maybe it was a solar flare or something.
That's funny. I was shocked to learn you weren't happy.
And I was like, great, you know, because it's 2005. That was a whole lot of electronics in that truck, and I was like, great. I thought, because it literally happened like that. It was like real quick, boom, boom. And I was like, oh, that must have been a solar flare messing with my stuff. I wonder if it's really going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I kind of giggled and just kept on going down the road. Then Tuesday, the turbo stuff really started acting up more and more. Mm-hmm. And we got up to the dairy, and I walked around to the front of the truck, and I saw what looked like brake fluid all around my one driver's side tire and the shock, the spring, and everything. And I went, crap. Oops, I can't say that. That's vulgar. Language. That's foul language. But I was like, fecal matter.
Darn it. That might be too much, too.
Yeah.
I wonder if darn it is bad.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, I was like, fecal matter. And because when we first got the truck, I knew it needed brakes. Mm-hmm. Well, it ended up, the one caliper froze. And they said it wouldn't be long until the other one was gone. I figured out.
So he figured it was the caliper.
It was the caliper. And then it was locking. So I thought in my brain, without taking the tire off, okay, that explains the turbo issue because I got one tire that's lagging. Mm-hmm. So because the turbo works on exhaust, and so now the truck's working harder to keep it going, and blah 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 blah. So we took it back to Pet Boys because we couldn't remember, or at least I couldn't remember which side they did, and which side it was. Mm-hmm. It ended up being the passenger side. They took it. Well, we got there. And they were like, okay, well, we'll look at it in the morning.
And they're like, we don't have a mechanic here now. They leave at 3 o'clock. We're like, what? You're open until like 9. What are you talking about? We don't have a mechanic.
Then I was like, oh, fecal matter again.
Scat. There's a good one. You can say scat. Oh, scat. That's a good one. I like that. Anyway, go ahead.
And so we had to leave it there. And so then we had to call Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
And say,
Blaze had to finish milking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Tuesday night was rough, because Blaze had to finish milking, then come all the way to Athens to pick us up, and then drive all the way back. So it's like...
But we did have a good meal.
We did. We ate at Sonny's Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't cheat too much. Actually, we didn't cheat really at all.
Well,
Maybe the barbecue sauce.
But
that was it. So
Okay.
we ate mostly just
This is me,
pork.
not Karen.
So then Blaze and LaDessa came and picked us up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went home. It was a late night.
Late night.
The next morning, I had to drive to Atlanta and be in Atlanta all day for work. Excuse me. And Jason...
No, you didn't go to Atlanta till Thursday.
No.
Yes.
Wednesday.
No.
Promise. It was Wednesday. So maybe we drop... that's not fitting right. Was it Monday that we... Maybe it was the day of the eclipse that we took it up there.
Anyway.
Anyway, whatever happened is we ended up getting a phone... No, Tuesday was the day you got the phone call that it was... The truck was busted. So it happened Monday. Tuesday was when you got the phone call. Pep Boys said...
That it was a blown head gasket, that my whole turbo needed to be replaced.
Blah, 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 blah.
And it was going to be like $8,000 to $10,000. And I was kind of like...
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we were...
And so
freaking out.
we called USAA.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, okay, hey, is there a lemon law or is there any type of anything? Because this dude had to know
We've only made 2 payments.
this about the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they said in North Carolina, no. And so we were like, fecal matter. And and so we were like, okay.
What do we do now?
Well, what am I going to do now? I got to, and Pet Boys couldn't do it because they don't have a full-blown diesel mechanic and the ability, because with my truck, because of the way the motor sits and the size of the motor in it, they have to take the cab off to do any work to the top end or the bottom end of the motor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And so we started, and I told my boss, and I'm like, look, man, you're going to have to pay me more.
Right.
Flat out.
We can't.
You got me doing more stuff, so now you got to start to pay me more.
And the other thing is you were using your truck to be able to move stuff back and forth for him, and so. And
he was like, "Why? What's going on?" And I told him. He said, "That don't sound right." He said, "Take it to my guy." And so we took it to.
We limped it up there. We went up. And that was Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
We drove up. We drove up to Athens, went and got the truck, and then drove it very carefully.
Yeah, because he was really close. He was
like 25 miles away.
25 miles away. So we limped it over there to him.
Mm-hmm.
And because he said, look, he said he goes, if it's a blown head gasket, it's blown. Just make sure there's water in it.
And you'll be okay to get to me.
In there to get to you. I think that the fluid that you saw was something to do with the
axle or something. I don't know.
Because you'll be fine to drive it. Just get it here. Now this guy's ASC certified. He's Ford certified. And
he's worked for Ford for over 20 years. And just now he has his own shop.
And because he has a drag racing habit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay. And so we brought it there. We did exactly how he told us, and we brought it there to him.
Uh-huh.
And so he had it. It's at his place now. And he got it. And he went over it.
And he didn't call us.
He didn't call us the first day. And then the second day, we got a hold of him, and he said, okay, you have absolutely no turbo issues because...
and that was Friday morning.
Yeah, because... I told you, did I say that Pep Boy said we had to replace the turbo?
Turbo issues, yeah, all of that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unbeknownst to us when we bought this truck, since it's come out in 2005, had 100, what they're calling 140 updates. Kind of like you
update your iPhone or computer.
But some of these are actual mechanical
Yeah.
things.
Because over time they learned that this part wasn't working. So instead
there was a lot of issues with
Yeah.
that year of truck. Which
so
we
instead of
didn't
making
know.
recalls, they just called them updates. It was kind of a
Mhm.
smart business move. I get it. I got it. I'm not hating on them.
But anyway.
So he said, you just need the updates. He goes, you got a blown head gasket. There's nothing wrong with your turbo. He goes, they got lucky by calling it a blown head gasket, and they did that just because they saw no water.
Mhm.
I was like, okay. And I said, all right, so
what are we talking?
What kind of money are we talking?
And we were thinking, still thinking we're going to
I was
hear
still
8 to
thinking,
10.
okay, no turbo, so we may be talking $6-7 grand,
Mhm.
$8 grand, you know.
And that was before you started thinking about all the updates that he was saying he
Yeah.
was going to have to do. So it was going to be
because
more
there was a lots
work
of
and more
updates
labor.
to the turbo. There was an update. Instead of using bolts, they used some type of stud for the heads, and
Whole bunch of
whole
different
bunch of
things.
other stuff. And
So we're thinking we're still going to be up there in the 8-ish range.
Yep. And he was like, he goes, I can do it for $4,300. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's still a lot of money.
Still a lot of money, but
Don't know how we're going to come up with it.
I think I can do for it. $4,300 is a whole lot better than $8,000 to $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nearly as
So,
daunting.
blessing from Big JC in the sky.
All of a sudden, this wonderful idea popped on his head.
That was all God. And I said, well, you know what? My truck's worth more than what we paid for it.
Way more than
more.
what we paid for it. We got to steal
'Cause
for
I
it.
gotta
Now we know
steal-
why.
I don't know why. And so we called up USA, who was financed through, and said, hey, look, this is, we were honest with them. This is what happened, and can I refi and borrow up to the full amount of what the truck is worth? They're like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Take about 5 minutes. Let's do it. I'm like, okay.
And what was cool is we were driving down Friday. Jason had a VA appointment. And so we, from the time that we left, Jason picked me up from work and we drove down to Augusta. By the time we made it to Augusta, we had done the application, filled out all the paperwork, signed it, and was done. E-signed everything, and the money was on its way.
Yep. And so we called him back, said, get to work, boy.
No, not really.
No, we called him, got to work, and by the middle of next week, I'll have my truck back.
I don't know about that. He said he couldn't get to it until the beginning of next week, or the middle of next week. And I don't know how long that will take them once they get started.
And
But anyway, it'd be nice to have it back by the weekend.
Yeah. And so we are waiting on the truck to get back. So then, on the way, so we did all of that. We went down. We went to my VA appointment, and so we did that. And
we went and visited a friend.
then we went and visited Miss Lucy, where we got this stuff and some other stuff that you guys won't find out until tomorrow. And then we went to dinner. I already told you guys about the dinner.
Oh, you told everybody about the dinner, huh?
Yep, how it was the best date we had in a long, long time. And we started home. Oh, and then I got my fancy coffee because I behaved in the VA. And so I got my fancy coffee. We bought Carolyn a book. I bought Blaze. I carried on the family tradition. My father, it was my 17th or 18th birthday, he bought me The Art of War. And so I saw it there at the bookstore.
And it was a nice copy. That's what caught your eye.
It was super. It was a lot nicer than what
Like on one page.
Dad, you failed me because that book that I got, mine was just a red book, Art of War.
But on his, on the left-hand side, the page is in the original script. And then on the right-hand side, it's translated into English, which is really cool. So
and the
binding is nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so we got that.
And got Carolina a book, and then we got Ladessa some more flashcards.
It's a flashcard game. It's pretty cool. It's a
and then so we're on the way home.
we pulled into the Walmart so that way she could get her new
My phone charger. My phone charger has disappeared.
So we're on the way home, and her phone went off.
Starts blowing up.
No, I reached out to Blaze. It was blowing up with a lot of Facebook, YouTube stuff.
Right.
But I reached out to Blaze. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Was your buddy able to take you up to the milking bar? There. Yeah, I'm here. So we get 3/4 of the way home, and the phone rings. And it's Bubba.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on? He goes, hey, we're done milking. It's like, awesome.
We got a problem.
He goes, no, not awesome. I'm like, what's the matter? We have no water. What?
Come again?
What'd you say? There is no water at the dairy.
None.
Zero. It's not even raining.
No way to clean. No way to rinse out machines.
And I'm like, all right, well, call
Mr.
Mr.
Lot.
He's the owner of the property.
Right.
My boss man rents from him. And so he called him. They went up there and couldn't figure it out. So we could not clean the system last night. We couldn't clean the parlor or anything.
Nothing. Like nothing.
And so.
Came home, went to bed.
Fed the calves, went to bed.
Woke up early because we thought that
it's gonna be a long day.
Well, and we thought that Willie was gonna be there early. Or earlier. And so we were down there at like 6 o'clock. I don't know. Anyway, it was early.
And so we're like, okay, still no water. The well guy hadn't showed up yet because he was supposed to come either last night or very early this morning. And we were like, all right. And so I called Willie. I said, all right, what do you want us to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want us to do?
Yeah. He's like, well,
he's like,
2 of this cycle, 2 of that cycle.
And he's like, well, you gotta milk the cows. I'm like, I know I gotta milk the cows, man, but I'm not doing it by hand. I'll quit right here. I'm not milking 107 cows by hand.
Right, but we weren't missing power. We just had to figure out a way to.
And so we had to go down to the.
There's a gas station right down the street that has the hand.
The hand thing.
Pump, or not pump, but you open it up and it opens up a flood of water.
So we had to go get cold water from there. 6
times.
And we had to run 2 cycles with the cleaning detergent, then 2 cycles with the acid, and then a cycle with Clorox to try to kill everything.
Make sure everything was killed in there.
And so each cycle takes about 15 to 20 minutes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's 8:30 by the time all that gets done.
It was later than that. It was almost 9.
It was almost 9?
Uh-huh,
because the plumbing guy showed up at about
8:30.
8:30, yeah, so you're right.
It was about 9 o'clock.
And so Blaze is starting to hook up the machine. We're rounding up cows. We're getting the parlor ready to go. And he comes out holding a chunk of pipe. Like that. It didn't clean crap.
Mm-mm.
It took the milk residue and just made it.
Well, what happened is...
swashed it around enough that it started making
It made butter.
Yeah.
Because what happened is the water was cold. So the water cooled the cream.
Which it was already cool anyway because it sat all night.
Right. And so it swished it all around and made this wonderful butter.
So we ran another rinse cycle.
Flushed everything out.
And
started moving cows.
And started milking. Now keep in mind, we're milking 107 to maybe 110 cows.
And only
11 of them are what we call dump cows.
That we're treating
that they're either getting treated for mastitis or they're
freshened
cow and they still got too much colostrum. Or they've got like a foot rot thing going on, and we had to
keep an eye on it.
And we had to give them penicillin.
Right.
So we probably that are going in the tank. We probably have about 101 cows, and our stalls are 6 and 6. And
it's like 16 lines or something like that. It's pretty rough. So anyway.
And now keep in mind, you were milking cows. You milk the female cow. You don't milk a bull. If you change up women, think about when you had a baby. And if you didn't feed at regular intervals or you didn't pump at regular intervals, all that pressure.
Yeah.
No different than, that's no different. Cows have the same thing.
Right, and so they're used to...
So they were used to getting milked at 5.
Like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, latest.
And now it's almost 10 o'clock. 9, 10 o'clock.
And they're pouring, like some of them are pouring. The minute that we would start to wipe them, it would activate those teats, and all of a sudden you just have milk. You couldn't get the pump on.
And so they're uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're very...
They're already upset because we're late. And trust me, cows know, and they get attitude.
Ornery. Ornery is the perfect word.
And they're anxious to get in there, because it's going to relieve the pressure. And two, they want that feed.
There's some special mixture of feed that they just love.
Yeah, because there's a dietitian involved and everything.
They weren't bellowing too bad.
And
it wasn't that bad.
But it was a straight, like, as soon as you open up the gate, it would be a straight sprint.
And the other thing we had to be really careful of is, since we had not had a chance to clean the floors, all of that fecal matter from the night before was still in the holding area, and so we didn't want to push any cows in for fear that they might slip and fall. Right. So we had to be careful of that.
Because here's the thing, cows don't do good on concrete. Okay, and in a commercial dairy, the floors have to be
concrete to keep it clean.
You got to keep it clean.
Right.
And when you have 107 cows, and here's the thing about cows. Cows, for some reason, the moment that they step on concrete, it does something where they poo and pee.
No.
Automatically.
No, that's when you spray them and you start to...
Stop. They poop out in the parlor.
Oh, okay, out in the parlor. Right? The pee is when...
And, no, they pee out there, too. But, see, they also have this button on the udder, around the teats somewhere, and it's different for each cow. The moment you touch said button, they may pee on you.
And they arch their back.
They may drop a deuce on you.
And they move their feet up, so like squatting almost. It's the funniest thing. And... the worst part is that you could be doing something else over here like this, and the one behind you on the other side decides it's ready to go splat on the concrete. And not
all cows poop the same, okay? Some cows just drop their deuce and it falls down in a nice splat.
Night, Tommy.
And it'll seep through the gate.
It goes right
Other
through.
times, there's some cows that they're like a super soaker. That thing shoots out about 25 feet. And you get a poop bath.
I got it on my shirt still.
And so, when you add cow scat,
cow pee
on concrete,
it's slick.
And then dew, and it becomes
projectile poop.
It becomes a bovine slip and slide.
And it can get, like, I am very faint-hearted when it comes to these animals. Because sometimes they get to where they're ready to go in that line. And if one of them in front of them is not moving fast enough, they will run them over.
They become fullbacks, and they put their head down and just start to push.
We watched one, like, lift a cow up and, like, had her head up underneath the back end of the other one and, like... cow butt up in the air, and we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And so
we had one today try to do downward dog, like her butt straight up in the air and her head all down on the ground.
And so they get to slipping and sliding in there, so you try to be really gentle.
So we had to be really careful today with them.
And so we got them in there, and they're slipping, sliding, pooping, peeing.
Oh, the bovinos.
And so then they would get in there and they'd battle back and forth and they'd have their issues. We get them in there and you get them milking. And keep in mind, they're still dropping their deuces and they're still peeing, and we can't clean this
anything
stuff
because
off.
they're still. And the other thing, you can't see it too bad now, but we use a post dip when we're done with them. Usually we used iodine when we were doing our cows, but they have this fancy stuff now that has a catalyst in it and it does all this stuff, and but it's green, it's fluorescent green, like well, not fluorescent green.
A day in the life of a first world cow.
I know. Hashtag first world problem. But so
that's funny what
it looks like
it
looks like when you get it on your hands, you look like the Hulk.
You're hulking out.
You turn out of the Hulk, yeah.
But anyway.
And that freaked me out because I could not clean my hand. I couldn't rinse my hands off. And anytime I got anything on my hands, you don't realize it until you don't have it. But whenever we would dip, if I got any on my hands, my first thing was to take it and spray my hands off. And I couldn't spray my hands off.
Well, it was very frustrating for me because there are two things that the milk get tested for right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a mastitis count, and it gets what they call a PI count.
Yeah.
And the PI basically is any bacteria or dirt, anything like that that's in the milk. If the PI count is too high, you can get fined.
Right.
If it gets way too high,
control,
they can make you pay for the whole truck. The truck that backs up, pick it up. They can make you pay for all the milk that was in
that's
there.
been contaminated, right?
So anytime one would kick it off, we'd have to wipe it off with towels.
Which we were fortunate we didn't have. We only had like one or two kick off tonight, or today. So that was.
But now keep in mind, we really didn't get much of a breakfast. Robin ran and got some sausage.
Well, I picked up coffee because we were still waiting to figure out what we were going to do with the water. So I went and picked up coffee and got a couple sausage McMuffins and a couple sausage biscuits. And Blaze and Ladessa ate all the bread, and we ate just the meat. And then we did our day and everything was good. Well, the next thing we knew, the other thing is we had a backup in one of the pipes. So we were trying to figure that out to get pipes to drain. And the next thing we knew, it was 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah. It was late, and we had not eaten lunch or anything.
So we got
Tina.
We got the cows all milked. The water kicked on about. We were
able to clean. Yeah, we were able to clean up after ourselves.
3/4 of the way done. They were there for the bucket cows, which is good because most of the bucket cows are the cows that we have to break. Because they're usually new moms. They're the ones that are not used to being in a parlor.
They're the ones that kick the shy out.
Kick and jump and spin, and we got one that I promise you. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in the Trinity, and I'm born again. But this cow, I swear, makes me go, maybe. By the way this cow acts, I swear it's Ty Cobb reincarnated into a cow. Because she gets to running, and anytime she has to go around a curve, she slides, just like Ty Cobb did. Because anybody that watched baseball, listens to baseball,
she
did
slides
any baseball
every time.
She slides, and because Ty Cobb used to slide, and then he used to wear the metal. No, he used to wear the metal spikes, and then he would angle his feet up. So then that way the second baseman would always have to try to jump over, which would give him a better chance. Every time she slides, hooves come straight up.
Straight up, yep.
And I'm like, you're Ty Cobb.
But anyway,
Janie, we'll get together and see if we can figure out a time where they can come see how that works. It's not our farm; it's a friend of ours that owns it and rents it out, but we work there, so we'll figure out a time to be able to let them come see that, because it's pretty cool. If you've never seen a dairy process, it's pretty fun. Yeah. So, but anyway, so we ended up finally getting water, but we didn't get home till almost 4 o'clock. We'd been there since like 6.
In the meantime, my boss this week went up
to Virginia and purchased like 27 calves, heifer calves. Now we also raise the calves. We get paid to raise the calves for him.
Because we have quite a bit of land, so we can.
We did have about 30 calves on this property.
Mm-hmm.
We're up close to 50, 60 calves now. Because we had other calves on the dairy that we were bringing home.
Mm-hmm. But because of the...
Luckily, he got a call when we were halfway here. And we needed...
One just asked what a cow deuce is. Have fun with that, JD.
Okay, so what is a cow deuce? Well, you know how when you talk about going to the bathroom, whether you got to do number 1 or number 2, number 1 is urinating, and number 2 is defecating, going poop.
So a deuce.
So when you're another name for 2 is deuce. So when you're dropping a deuce.
Oh my God! You did not just tell. Her kids are like our kids' age. Anyway.
So the next time that you have to go potty.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to me, not to him.
And Mom says, "What are you doing?" Just, going to drop a deuce, Mom.
No, don't. I am sorry, Janie. I apologize now. I can't believe you just told them that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But anyway.
Just don't do it in public. Just do that when you're at the house.
Okay. So anyway. So we didn't get back home until 4 today.
Right. So in the meantime, while all this stuff was going on, Robin and Blaze were milking.
Mm-hmm.
So Willie's like, well, come on, let's go take these calves and drop them off at your place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We did that. Got the calves all in the little calf area.
Came back.
He purchased a automatic feeder for the calves. Now what'll happen is, and so instead of us having to bring bags of feed back, now the feed truck will come to the house. Mm-hmm. We push it or pull it up to a certain area.
Right.
And
they'll fill it.
They'll bring the pipe in, fill up this automatic feeder that holds about 3 tons, and go on about the day.
Right. It's a creeper feeder or something like that.
We went, loaded that up, and came back, and all the calves were out.
They were all out. They're like...
I mean, out. O-W-T. Out. And we were pulling up, and my boss looked over to where we parked, and he said, yeah, all the calves are gone. I'm like, shut up, man. And I'm tired. That ain't even funny. And he's like, no, look, all the calves are out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went around to where we were parking the feeder, and we were like, there's one. There's another one. There's another one.
They got them all.
And so we started, and then we were missing like 2 or 3. And so we were walking around, and almost stepped on 2 of them. Carol almost stepped on 1, and then it took off, and then Carol took off after it, and then she almost stepped on the other one. And so we finally got them all up. But in the meantime, we come around the corner, and I saw the calves, and we scooped them up, put them in a different pen. And something ran out of the corner of my eye, and I looked. Here comes one of Tommy's little piglets. Boogity, 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 boogity.
And they are so small. They're like this
and I'm
big.
Like, how in the world did you get out?
Well, I mean, they're this big. Itty bitty.
And so
cute.
I walked over there to the pig man, and I did my Tommy impression.
Here, piggy, 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 piggy.
Here, piggy, 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 piggy. That's how Tommy calls his pigs, y'all. Here, pig. Here, piggy, 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 piggy. And so
they all came a running.
And
went right back in.
And showed me exactly where they got out. There is this tiny honking hole underneath
where
the gate.
Where as we've had erosion, it just washed away. And when we had 700-pound pigs in there, you don't have to worry about that. No. So then fast forward a little bit later in the day,
I was gathering calves because we all sat down and had lunch together at Zaxby's. We were dropping off the feeder.
me and Carol were gathering up calves and now pigs. And Robin comes home. So we all kind of just chill
relax for a little while.
Relax for a little bit. And it was time to start getting ready for the live stream. And she was going to run Bubba up there to milk. And I get a message.
Well, Blaze still had to feed a couple of the calves.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Like, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you have routines of how you do stuff. Normally in a day, by 10 o'clock, all the other animals, we've been back at the house and everybody's fed and watered.
Everybody's fat
by
and
10, 10:30. Well, calves hadn't been fed until after 4, that's why they were out. They were hungry. That's why the piglets were out. Well, then we started getting into our routine, got the calves fed, hadn't fed the piglets yet. So I went out there to check on Blaze, and he's like, I've got an audience. And I said, what? You have an audience? He said, yeah, come around here and look. Just be very quiet. I said, okay. So I walked around the side, and there's 3 little piglets just watching him feed. And they're just sitting there looking at him. They're not eating or doing anything, just looking.
So they moved that log out of the way that I put in and
yeah,
let it get
they're
out?
just sitting there, and they're looking. And they're waiting for food. And they're looking at Blaze like, see that bottle? It needs to go right here. And they're just sitting there, and then he's like, well, come help me. So I started to walk, and they took off. And I was like, oh, I'm not chasing pigs today. So Blaze went and got the slop bucket, and he walked back around to the pig pen, and here comes Blaze. Here, piggy, 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 piggy. Here, pig. Meantime, I've lost them because I thought they had gone back in towards the muscadines, because that's a perfect place. They could be rooting up, getting on the ones that, have been knocked off or whatever. So I go over there to look, and I saw one, but not the other 2. And I hear Blaze over in the corner, here, piggy, piggy, piggy. So I start walking that way because the other one took off. And I was like, he's pouring stuff in the slop bucket, and I'm like, do you have all the piglets in there? He's like, yeah, they're all back in here. I was like, dang it, they're fast. Like, they just took off and went right up underneath that gate again, and they were happy as could be. So we got the piglets back in. The moral of this story is,
we got to feed them more so they can't fit in that daggum hole no more.
no, the moral of that story is, if you have a routine with animals, you really got to keep with that routine. Otherwise, they'll let you know that you have messed up your routine. Because even the cows this morning.
So now we have to milk a little bit later tonight.
Yeah, so now we're getting ready. As soon as we cut this off, we got to go back up there and finish milking.
And then tomorrow morning, we'll come
Creep back up a little bit. Like, it won't be 5, but it'll be like 6:30-ish. And then that way we'll get them back on schedule tomorrow evening to get back for the week. So.
But hey, next weekend we have off. I requested off for next weekend.
Yes, starting Friday evening we will be off.
We'll be off. So what we're going to do is probably every 3rd weekend I'm going to request off.
Just so we don't get completely
But we don't want to. Well, he says that I have to start scheduling time off because he doesn't want us to get burned out because we're up there. Sometimes 7 days a week, but sometimes 6-8 hours each time. And so he doesn't want us getting burned out because he's extremely happy with us. To the point where he said if I didn't want to take out that loan, he would have paid to get my truck fixed.
Yeah.
But I said, well, it's already done.
Yeah.
You can give me the $4,300.
It's called a raise. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's what I told him. And he just kind of giggled and kept eating his biscuit. But
hey, Suburban.
So that's during that weekend. We're going to try to film some videos so that way we can put one out a week.
Yeah, we're going to try and get 4 or 5 done so that we can start staggering one a week.
At least one a week, if not 2 here or there. We're going to do our best to get as many as we can get done in that time frame. And start to put the videos out. We were going to try to put them out this week, but as you can tell,
didn't happen.
We still got the area set up to where we were going to film Robin's video that we were going to film
last weekend.
But that's just how crazy it's been. Carol got her chicks. That's another thing that we
have another video that we got to do with that. Yeah, Carol got her chicks.
Now she got Millie Florals.
Millefleurs.
Millefleurs. They're a French chicken.
But Carol calls them McFlurries. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. They're a little miniature chicken.
They're not miniature.
No.
They're bantams.
They're Tommy Alderman chickens.
They're bantam chickens, and the millefleur actually in French means 1,000 flowers. And what that refers to is the coloring of the chickens. If you look them up, Google them, you'll see they're all different colors, but the very popular one is the brown with black and white tips on the feathers. And then they have the feather feet. They're bantam chickens. And they're absolutely beautiful. And Carol's raised them before, but when we moved up here, we left them overnight, and the next day we came back and her whole flock was gone.
She had like 25 of them. She started with 2 hens and a rooster.
3 hens and a rooster.
3 hens and a rooster. And built her flock out like 25, 30 strong.
Yeah.
And
that was
one night
devastating. We came back the next day and they were just gone.
It was like, oh, McNuggets.
Yeah. So anyway, so she's gonna be raising them, and she's taking really good care of them.
Yep. So we're gonna help her breed accordingly. We got her a dozen of them because they were only sold in straight run.
In a straight run, so we're hoping we're not gonna have all boys.
Yeah, we're hoping we got some hens in there, and I think we did.
Yeah.
And so we got that. That's about it, right?
We got essential oils class tomorrow.
Right. That's another thing. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Robin is starting. Well, she did last week. Every Sunday, she's going to be doing her essential oils classes now.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. We're not going to have the time and the ability to do the whole Instagram thing, guest thing, like we did before. Not at least not until things start to settle down a little bit.
Which it doesn't sound like they will, because he's looking like he's going to go buy 50 head of cattle next week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But, with that being said, we're still going to be doing a lot of giveaways. And because I was dared to turn on, well, before I get there. So we're going to be doing lots of giveaways. We're going to be definitely giving away 1 free sample of the oil that she's doing. But we're also going to start giving away, like last week we gave away a total of 11 oils samples. We went and visited somebody in our upline. She gave us a bunch of cool things to give away. And we're going to be giving away just as many samples as we did last week, if not more. Now, if we hit over 100 people watching on her oil show, we are going to give away double the amount of oils samples. So if we come on and say, well, we're going to be giving away 10 samples, if we hit over 100, we're going to be giving away 20 samples. Now, I've also started, because it's that time of year again, and we're also getting ready for the convention, the Homesteaders of America convention, the only real homesteading convention. Joe Salatin's going to be there. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Tommy Alderman's going to be there. Hope's going to be there. Lisa Steele's going to be there. Esther Emery, I think. Esther Emery? Yeah, Esther Emery's going to be there.
Tangi will be there.
Tangi will be there.
Amy Fuel,
yeah. So a lot of people are going to be there. And and I'm giving classes and demonstrations on trapping. So we're doing a live show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And during that show, we're going to be talking about trapping. Everything about trapping. This week we started talking about getting your stuff prepared and all that kind of stuff. During that show, we did a giveaway. I gave away some eye attractant, some sheep's wool for canine and cat sets. We are also going to be doing some major giveaways with that. I also let out what the big reveal was in that live stream. So you can either go back and watch it or wait till the video comes out where we're going to be. Well, I let part A of the big reveal out. Not part B. I didn't let out the whole thing, but I let out part A.
You opened up the lid.
Oh, yeah. I just opened up the lid a little bit. Okay. Now, back to the super chat thing. We were dared to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did. And we got some donations. We weren't expecting it, but we did. We got some donations. So Robin and I made a decision, because we like to be as completely transparent with you guys as we can be. All the money that we receive through Super Chat, we are using to fund the giveaways.
Right. So we're going to do, so that way, like with shipping, because like if we have a trap that we give away, that's going to be a little expensive because of it being steel or whatever. So there are going to be some times where shipping will be
$20, $30.
You know, and I don't think of it that much, but like I mean, not that we've ever asked for help with it, but whenever we send out the samples, the person that wins it doesn't pay shipping. We pay all of that.
Right. So we're going to use that to help pay for the shipping, to help pay
just to cover those costs.
For the cost of the samples that we're giving out, and for packaging, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I know that we said before we took our break that we probably would never turn it on, and we did turn it on. We turned it on as the dare, but
just so that people know that's what it's for.
I want to be extremely clear as to, one, why we did it, and then two, what we're doing with it.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna be that's what
using that to give back.
Using that to give back.
So. Okay, well, it's time for us to
go milk cows.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Go milk some cows. I gotta put my boots on.
So we will see you tomorrow.
No, Susan, the reason you didn't get your shirts is because the lady stopped printing shirts. She is no longer in business. And I don't have a new t-shirt. And she won't give me my designs. She literally had all of them on files and will not hand them over to me. So I don't even have access to
We have no way
artwork.
to contact her anymore either, because she blocked us on Facebook and changed her phone number.
Yeah.
The whole nine. So we're kind of hoping to see her at the...
I was trying to be able to find somebody else, because at first she told me she was going to give me my artwork. So I was trying to find somebody else to be able to just print out the shirts, but she would never even give me the artwork. So that's why. Yeah. But Susan, we're going to be working on getting some shirts for the convention here real soon. When I get those up and going, I'll find out what address you want me to send them to, and I'll send you a t-shirt or two. Okay?
Yep, but you got to start talking to me again. Or I'll just put cow poo in a t-shirt.
No, you won't.
I'm not scared.
Yes, no, you won't. I won't let you. Who does all the shipping?
Me.
Not him.
Me. Who takes it to the post
just
office?
Wondering.
Who takes it to the post office?
Yeah, no, it didn't have anything to do with postage. It's just we got backed into a corner. I don't know if you noticed, but we were doing a t-shirt a week. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it was like, that's a shifty less than woman. Yeah, it was really kind of...
it's kind of weird. All of a sudden, it was like, because we had a big honking order in. And we were getting ready to go up there to pay. And she's like, no, I'm shutting down.
I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah, she didn't want to have...
Yeah. So... Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, but we have no way of contacting her, though. That would be great.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want to tell them what tomorrow's oil's on? Are you doing the blend like I want?
I wasn't planning on it. But I really don't know what I'm going to do yet, y'all. The thing is I have like 4 or 5 oils that I still want to cover, but I don't have them yet. So I'm placing an order this week. If anybody wants to order anything, just get in touch with me. Lorelai, you're right. Mama Cat was one of the last. But the thing with Mama Cat's t-shirt is her t-shirt got printed. And when I went to go mail everybody's off. I didn't mail hers because I didn't have her address. So I didn't mail hers for a while. So her shirt, I actually mailed it after she had already gone out of business, like wasn't printing anymore. So it was kind of a weird timing, but anyway, so yeah, so it like you said, it is what it is.
Come convention time, we are going to have
I like
shirts.
Mary S.'s idea. She said maybe do a contest for a new Big Bear t-shirt design. We might need to think about that. It might be a good idea.
We are definitely going to have t-shirts at the convention.
Mm-hmm.
Now our t-shirts may have to go up in price because
Right.
we had one heck of a deal.
Right.
That's why we were able to
Offer them so cheap. Because we were only selling them for like $10.
And other people that we talked to, Go for Green.
They were have to sell them for like $20 because their cost was much higher.
They were paying $10, $12 to get their shirts just made.
But anyway.
So we may have to go up in price for the shirts.
But we'll
try
see.
Not to.
We'll see what we can come up with.
We're still working on that.
Mm.
And we're working on changing up how like I said, we went and seen our upline yesterday. And we got some cool stuff to add with the samples that we're giving away. Because before we were just sending you guys the sample.
And literally it was just a bottle and
bottle.
wrapped and done. So now
Not anymore.
We're gonna start including some literature and stuff so that you kind of
We
know
got some
what
really
to
cool
use
stuff.
the oils for. So
Yes, got some cool stuff.
yeah,
So you definitely do not want to miss.
I have a t-shirt supplier that has great prices. Check out InDesigns in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Green Gables, can you send me? I think I'm not gonna say her name. Can you send me some information on that? I know we're friends on Facebook, so if you can send that to me, that would be very helpful. Yeah, we've got to find somebody. There was somebody here in the Anderson area, but he thinks very highly of his shirts. So anyway, well, I think he has higher end t-shirts, so.
We are on tomorrow at
7.
Tomorrow 7?
Mm-hmm. Going out with your boots on.
I thought it was 8.
No, 7. Because 8 o'clock is Sullivan family.
I thought that was the trap talk.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Kitty, what time do we go on tomorrow?
Oh, hey, Lorelai, thank you.
Lorelai gave us $2.
She's a Marine, isn't she a Marine?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lorelai.
I think is it 7 or 8? I don't know.
That's pathetic.
What?
That's the type of day we have. We can't even remember what time we're going on tomorrow.
It's either 7 or 8. I can't remember. I want to.
Because I know my trap
Maybe
talk
it's
is
8.
at 7 because.
That's Sullivan family. It's 8 o'clock because Alderman goes on at 9.
9, that's right.
But Alderman's is not on at 9 tomorrow because he put out a list. I think they've got a scheduling conflict.
Okay.
So that will mean that we'll be able to roll over if we need to. We can go a little bit
so
over.
We can go a little
so
bit
it's
longer.
8 o'clock.
That's right. Because remember, this is how I know we're getting confused. We are going to change the time on that show. We are going to start going on at like 7:15, 7:30.
Oh, so that we could have a little bit longer. Yeah.
Because last week we kind of went over into Tommy's time.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For right. So we're going to go on at like 7:30, 7:15, 7:30.
Right.
And then run till 9 o'clock.
Right.
So it'll be about an hour and a half show. Because remember, we always give everybody about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes to get in, and then we kind of chew the fat a little bit, and then bam, we get right into the class. Plus, I'm going to be interrupting the class a lot doing the
samples,
sample giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow.
Right. So it's gonna be like 7:30. That way it gives us an extra half an hour so that we're not running into Tommy's time. I mean, I know tomorrow Tommy's not on, but just for
last week we ran into Tommy's time by like 10 or
10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, and we don't want to do that.
And I don't want to do that to Tommy. I wanted to go see Tommy's show.
Yes, Eastern Standard Time.
So this week, be looking for us between 7:15 and 7:30.
Yeah. Somewhere around in there.
Yeah. So as soon as we're able to break away from the
and we usually wait the first 10 or so minutes to see, who all's in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Once it starts to slow down on people coming in, once we start to see the number kind of flatline a little, then we'll start the class.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll be able to narrow it down more, whether it's 7:15 or 7:30 after this week's show.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we're giving away all. We want to give. I got charged and put in charge of giving away the oils, and I want to be like Santa Claus with these oils. I want to make it rain. And especially now with the whole super chat thing going, she can't be fussing at me talking about, we can't afford to spend all that money on shipping now. Making it rain, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Making it rain oils. So I want to make sure that we have lots of time to be able to have the fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to have some fun picking at her, asking her the questions with some of the information that she comes up with. Excuse me, and not run into Tommy's time.
Right.
So we'll probably be looking at 7:30 tomorrow.
And we'll see how far that takes us into 9 o'clock. And then we'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, right. We may have to start going on at 7 o'clock. And just
I hope not.
Running a 2 hour thing.
I don't think any of y'all want to hear me talk for 2 hours. So.
Yeah, if they get free oils, they do.
Well, So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. And I guess we really do need to get moving.
Yeah.
This is going to be midnight before we get done.
Time to go.
All right, well, y'all have a good evening.
And remember, be kind to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And do your part to help take care of this planet. Because it's the only one we got.
That's right.
We love you guys. Thanks for spending this hour and 20 minutes with us. Y'all have a great night. Check out Kitty's list to see who's coming on next. I don't think there was really anybody after us. That's why I don't really mind running my mouth.
Yeah.
And we will holler at you guys later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Have a great night. Love you. Peace.